Okay, today's video, I actually start off by filming my brand new college sweater. The pants are to die for. This color, I just absolutely love it. I had to spend some time accepting the fact that I do love clothes. It's a very 3D thing, but I'm just done shaming myself for it. So here we go.
This is one of let's see, where can I shoot this? Okay, so I want to show you guys one of those things that just reminds me of the joy that I am, right? Look at that. I have to get out. There's basically this very cute stream on my way that I pass every morning. And really, there's something about water, there's something about streams. It just, I don't know how to explain it. But I do know that water heals, and a lot of people are attracted to the ocean or the water, whatever, for probably that reason, right? Man, that. Just love it. Just love it. I think I want to talk about today. I want to talk about this whole pause that I feel that I'm in, physically especially, because I'm a person who has consistently trained, worked out, done some kind of activity pretty much every day. My whole life, I can't remember when I didn't, except from when I was so young that I hadn't started working out yet. But I started working out when I was like, I don't know, 12, 13, I guess. And after that, I've always worked out. And lately, it's been a couple of months, I just feel so content. There's still a part of me shaming me for it and thinking that I'm just lazy, right? That's my ego voice. We all know this. But I want to talk a little bit about me feeling that working out right now, it's just not right. Which is so strange, right? So strange, because we all know training is good for our health. And I strongly believe in holistically taking care of ourselves. Duh. Well, wait, hold on. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you wouldn't know. On Instagram, I call myself Holistic Coach because that's basically what I believe in. Holistically, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, healing, right? And physically involves our physical activity, what we eat, and all that. I'm going to talk more about that. I just want to get back home, and I think I have like 10 minutes to do that video, which should be just perfect, because I do want to try to make most of these videos short-ish. So I'm looking forward.
Okay, I'm gonna grab coffee before I sit down and chat with you guys. Here is a quick look at the setup. I can't wait. I love these conversations with you.
Man, my hip was what I just said. All right, it's lights on, guys. I've got like seriously 10 minutes. This is exactly as I thought. 11 to be at work. Gives me 1 minute to go downstairs, which I'll have the time for. All right, so I wanted to talk about this is kind of strange because this new thing, this new channel that I've started is basically me just going with the flow, which I'm not used to. really, or it's not completely true. I am used to going with the flow because actually most of what I am and what I do, I'm struggling with looking at the camera over there. That looks weird to me, but I want to look you into the eyes, which is looking into the camera. But it makes more sense to kind of like look up here in the middle of the phone rather than there. I'm kind of confused as whatever. If I had gone to the doctor, I wonder sometimes if I would have gotten that popular diagnosis as well. And diagnosis, that's a whole other story. That's a whole other video. So, okay, let's not go there right now. I'm going to start over. I want to talk about what felt right today to talk about was that's the strongest it gets. What I wanted to talk about today, or what I think that I want to talk about today, and that's what I touched on just a little bit right now, is these videos are different than any other video series that I've done, any other channel that I've done, any other product or service that I've done, because this is me practicing going with the flow. This is me practicing just putting on the camera and talking. And there is still so much judgment coming from my human 3D ego brain programming as I talk that it's hard for me to have these videos flow yet. So I feel like, oh my gosh, if you listen to these videos, I'm impressed and I'm grateful that you do, because I just know that I am supposed to do this. It's so loud, that message of YouTube. Pull up the phone, go on YouTube. Pull up the phone, make a video, go on YouTube. That's the message. So that's what I'm practicing. I'm practicing just basically allowing what I truly am and my inner knowing, my inner truth, which may differ from yours. And that's a really important point that I think I'll make like this very short 3-second intro where it's really important for me to state from the beginning every single time that I am now sharing my personal truth at the level of awareness and consciousness that I'm currently at in my reality. That's all I can do. I believe that there is like this core of sort of truth, like this core of just oneness, this source of it, all of it, where we can all tap in and we'll all talk about the same thing. We'll all say the same thing. We'll be so aligned. And then let's say we're like 20 light workers and we're all completely aligned. We're saying the exact same things and we're downloading all these exact same things. And it's wonderful. It's beautiful for all the followers because it's consistent. But then all of a sudden we'll completely differ and we'll say completely different things. And it's kind of like opposition. It seems like opposition in some light workers that I've touched on. And I think it's really important that I talk more about it here on this channel as well, because it's part of my journey. It's part of something that I have felt so strongly for a few years now, but I'm not talking about it because I think I'm probably scared of stepping into all these salads and not being able to articulate well enough, explain well enough, because my brain is like, bup, 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 bup. I don't know if people can follow. But that's something I'm not going to make my problem, right? Because I've heard so many times people judge that it's too much, it's very difficult, it's very like, you need to narrow it down or make it simpler, make it simpler, make it simpler. I understand, but this channel was not about me obsessing over everyone's needs. This channel was about me expressing my inner truth. So again, I'm not trying to pretend that I know it all. I'm not trying to pretend that my truth is better than your truth or any other person's truth. Like I said, I think that we can all tap into this oneness where we'll say the same stuff because it's from like the source of source of source. It's like in the depth of just the one, right? And then when we differ, when we say things that seem to be in opposition and people even judge each other, which was what I was getting to, like even people in the spiritual community are like judging each other, saying that your truth is not right and this is false and that's false and this is wrong and whatever. And it may even be true, but the point is we're still judging, right? We're still pointing fingers. I believe that's simply us freaking a little bit out about not being right, because we also are a combination of source and ego. Like, let's stop pretending that we're so evolved as human beings, even though we identify with being light workers and star seeds. It doesn't make us any less. We're still part ego, part soul, right? We're still body, ego, soul, all of us. Even though we do a lot of work to get conscious about our ego voice, our programming voice, we discern between our soul, our heart, right, our gut, and our ego and our programming. We all work on discerning because we just love this stuff. That's our passion. That's probably our mission. That's our goal. That's why we came here. It doesn't mean that we're always right about what's programming and what's ego. I think that a lot of us are very it's almost like cocky about, I just know that what I know is the truth. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I don't feel like that. I feel like I have my stuff, I have my thing, my truth, my um, my understanding, but it's constantly changing, and I never think that what I understand to this point is the absolute, or it's the truth. I never do, because I'm like, it's just quantum. So that's where I'm at. I'm definitely thinking that, okay, we have this core. There's like this thing in the core, right? Where we can all tap into it, and we often do. But then when we differ, it's basically just because outside of that, there are just like gazillions. I don't even know if there's a word for it. Trillions, gazillion. Is that a word? Or is it just like a fun gazillion? Yeah, gazillion times. But you get me. Of possibilities, which is like quantum, which is like, it's like quantum, you know? You know what I'm saying? It's quantum. Because I'm not talking about what I originally thought I would be talking about, but I may touch into onto it. So there may be two topics, because this is an important topic, I think, to talk about. At least I feel like it's important to say it out loud, to share this, because it's been stuck within me for so long now that I see a lot of pointing fingers, and I'm thinking, that's weird, because we're all part of the same thing. We're all part of this huge tree. Let's call source this huge tree, right? It's this huge tree, and it's got a beautiful trunk, and it's got roots that go so far, so deep. We probably don't even know how far they go. It has branches. It does the same thing. It has the leaves, and it's got the seed within, whatever, all of that stuff. It's got all that good stuff. And I may be out on the tip of this leaf over here, and you be maybe over in this branch over here, and then this other person may be deep down in the roots. And we're saying, a lot of the times we're tapping into the core of the tree, we're saying the same thing, but then a lot of other times we're saying stuff from out here on the branch, or out here on the leaf, or out here and down in the root, and it sounds very opposite. It sounds very different. It doesn't make it wrong. Even this whole false light thing is very interesting. I'm sure there is false light, you know, but that too has a purpose, and we all signed up for all of this darkness, all of this stuff. I felt this very deep need to be very grateful for all the experiences and all the darkness going on, and all the stuff that I've chosen to come here for, because it's here for a purpose. The darker and the worse it gets, the deeper into ourselves we go. And I think coming into oneness with ourselves, coming to the fullness of who we are, it really requires a lot of pain. No joke, it requires a lot of pain to get to the depth of who you truly are. Because shedding ego, shedding programming is freaking difficult. It holds on for dear life so strongly. And it's been programmed to be so heavily persistent, consistent, persistent, and overbearing, I would say, almost. Oh my gosh, I'm not drinking my coffee. I have to go to work now. So it doesn't let go easily, which means we need to be so into it. We need to be so freaking We have to go through so much darkness, so much pain to just, it's almost like we're just completely like, I can't do this anymore. There's only one way to go, and it's inward and it's into my core, and I'm just going to do it no matter what. Because all this other stuff is so dark that it's not the solution, right? You just have to come through with all that pain. So all the pain is here for a reason. We're here, it's almost like the darkness is here to help us come into fullness and wholeness, and the having the guts to allow the vastness of our soul take over our body or be in our body. It had to be so dark because in order to overcome, isn't that interesting? In order to overcome darkness, which is what we're doing here, right? At least what we think we're doing here, we actually have to have the darkness become so dark that there is no other way than go deep, deep, deep within, and dig up that power that we are, and allow that that's what I'm saying. Allow the vastness of our freaking soul come through with such, I don't know, it's scary, it's terrifying. But allowing the vastness of our quantum self, can you imagine how freaking terrifying that is for the ego and the programming? It's freaking, our nervous system is like freaking out. It feels like complete anxiety and total just, you just want to shut down. You don't want to do it, you know? So in order to have the guts to do that, you really have to see and be and go through the pain of the darkness to the point of there is no other way, right? All right, so this was not about why I'm freaking not working out these days, because I'm used to being very active. My ego is still shaming me for it, saying that I'm stupid and weird, but it has to be for another day because I have to run. But this is definitely a video I'm going to put out there because I'm very passionate about it. I think it's very important to talk about it. I'm not done talking about it. I may also change perspectives on this, but that's where I'm at right now. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, I'll see you soon.